Hi, I'm Justin. This is a talk for the ALIA NT conference on the 17th of October. I'd like to tell you about our Digital Enterprise program. It's sponsored by the University of South Australia, Corrugated Iron Youth Arts, and it's housed at the City of Darwin Library at Nightcliff. So I'd like to demonstrate some of the things that we do in your public library. We run a class with 33 kids with ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder, otherwise known as Asperger's, and we actually call it Darwin Youth Tech. And you can see this is sort of the program in action. Now, why is it in a library? Well, the obvious answer is there's great aircon, there's Wi-Fi, well, more than Wi-Fi, there's free Wi-Fi, and there's also great stuff in libraries. We've got 3D printers, we've got laptops, we've got iPads, headphones, but it's more than that. It's about community, and the library is just a great place to do community projects. This program just feels good to do in a library. We're surrounded by books that we use for props for projectors and things. So we've got 2 hours out of 168 hours a week. What are we going to do? We've got 18 months and we want to spend this with young people, teaching them technology and coding. So the first thing we did is we set out doing lots of lessons in coding, and I can show you some of these things. You can have a look on our website and you go to dedarwin.net, and you can see one of the first things we did was teaching a little bit of HTML. We do these rollover effects. You can see here I'm rolling over the orange and it's turning into a lemon. Now, speaking of lemons, that's sort of what we got. The kids were quite disengaged, and 6 months later when I was chatting to the kids, nobody remembered anything. So we sort of rejigged the program at the start of the year and we made it all about project-based learning. And it was actually asking the kids, what do you want to achieve, and we would just work with them on how they want to achieve it. So we've tried to put everything on the website, but most importantly, we've gone in the direction of projects, and you can see these are the digital tools we use. So when we use a tool or something on the web, we actually blog about it here. We'll actually ask the participants to blog about it, and that way there's a reference if they want to work on stuff from home, because remember, we've only got 2 out of 168 hours a week together. So really we want to be exciting them to be working on stuff in their own time and do self-mediated learning, and this is where we've put most of the stuff. You can have a look at the projects that people are working on. Again, we want people to document them, not just so we can show you, but so when they come in next week and they say, where am I up to, what do I have to do, I go to your blog and tell me where you're up to. We embed as much of the information we can about these projects on the web, so you can have a look at our website and see the project documented from go to woe. And the kids really engaged with this process. They'd actually learn HTML to blog about their project and what they were doing. So we were collaborating on group projects almost intuitively, without sort of having to orchestrate it. The people that like doing media arts would do media arts, the people that like coding would do coding, and we'd almost like swap skills and outcomes. And it was quite effective. Engagement is our most important metric. In fact, it's probably the only metric that I put any store in, and we've got a great group of super engaged young people, and this cohort has traditionally been really hard to engage and maintain their continuity in programs. They get bored very easily. So you can see some of our work here. This is some of our art that we were doing. We use all open source technologies, like, we all love using Creative Suite and Photoshop. We've had to downgrade to paint.net. We did a whole section on pixel art. We've got an LED board that we're going to demonstrate some of this art. One of the participants actually programmed an Arduino to display this pixel art. There you go. So we've done all sorts of art. Again, we don't dictate what people do. We just teach techniques and what they do. So I didn't know who Ainsley Harriott was, and now I've discovered there's a whole world of Ainsley Harriott art. And you can see one participant's particularly taken with it, and he's doing his full exhibition for the end of the year on this sort of material. We entered the STEM game competition in August. It was a huge feat, and probably spent 2 months, maybe 8 weeks doing it. It's an Australia-wide competition to produce a game that's based around science. We decided to make it a 2D game. It was all programmed by one person, Daniel Watson, who did an amazing job with the code Lua, and he learned everything you needed to know off the internet. So everybody had to research a science fact. You can see the see the one on the screen now, that mammoths still walked the earth when the pyramids were being built. We made a promo video that I'm just going to play you now, and the music for this was all created by one of the young people in our class, Nick, and everything you see was done by participants. Again, we just sort of helped produce this. So another thing we've done as a group exercise is the projection mapping. Projection mapping is where rather than projecting an image, like a 4x3 format, we're actually projecting to create an effect. So in this instance we've got a mask, a blank mask, that we can actually put features like eyes, lips and headbands and acne scars, whatever you want to put on. So you can see this is a video of some of the projection mapping. So you can see this is another project we did that was very successful, making our own speakers from scratch. We got magnets, we wound coils and made them out of paper plates, and they actually work. It's crazy. That's something that I've learnt. And for our end of year exhibition we're doing a forest of secrets where all the participants have recorded a secret. We were hoping they wouldn't tell real secrets. Everyone who's made a speaker, they'll actually hang from the ceiling and be playing on loop their secret. Quite lo-fi speakers, of course, so you actually have to get down and have a listen, which sort of lends itself to the art installation. Here's a little video of the speakers in action. You see it vibrating and playing sound. And you can see some of the more complex programming stuff we do. This is the exhibition robot. This is in Max MSP, and one of the participants and I have sort of built this quite complex, amazing program. We call this SensorBot. Basically it's just an input-output machine. Every participant nearly wanted to build a robot. It was a meme that sort of went through the class, and it probably came from when I gave an initial demonstration. I said, we could build robots. So when they were interviewed they all said, what do you want to do? And they all go, I want to build a robot. But of course building a robot's a really complex thing. A robot is something that senses its environment, it processes information and it produces an outcome. So this is our interface. The nuts and bolts are actually inside the computer in this program. We have about 6 sensors coming. You can see up the top here, they're all our inputs coming into the sensors. This one is temperature and humidity. So you can see when I breathe on it.
Wow, your breath really smells.
And we've got a few other sensors here. We've got a motion detector. We've got a vibration sensor. And we've got a pressure pad here as well, and a potentiometer, which I like to think of as a human sensor. When we twiddle that, you can see the values go up and down. The title of this presentation was called Messy Farts, How Did We Get Here? And it came from 2 weeks ago when I was in a library listening to about 12 different fart sounds that people had downloaded. We made this a digital whoopee cushion. So we've got a pressure sensor that you can see here. See the values go up when I push it. So you can see that was one of our fart sounds, and when I press really hard, we get a nice meaty farty sound. For the exhibition we've actually changed this around, and we're actually going to make a cane toad that you stomp on, and we've asked all the participants to make brackets of sound, and we've got a meow kitten to a lion, we've got popcorn to a nuclear bomb, and we just tried to impart the sense of scale, so the harder you press, the different sounds you get. So you can have a look at our exhibition. It's called The House of Tech. It's on Wednesday the 25th of November at 4 o'clock, and come along and have a look at it. I'm very proud of it. It's a participant driven exhibition, and we're all really excited by it.